Okay, in the bottom left, it's Byun, playing for Shopify Rebellion. And the top right, we do have Liquid's Cure. Of course, Team Liquid's Cure. Great team, still. Both of those teams are actually insanely valuable to the StarCraft 2 community. The first one here being Team Liquid, probably the oldest team in StarCraft 2 history. They started out as a Brood War team and then immediately swapped over to StarCraft 2, built up a big presence there. They had people in South Korea before it was cool. TLO was there. They had Liquid Jinro, if you remember the name. Terran player. He played in GSL and he made it into the round of 4 2 times. He almost won a GSL. He retired really fast after that. He only played for like a couple years or something professionally. And he was really, really good in, I want to say 2011. He was insanely strong. He almost made it into a finals, almost won a GSL there. But like 2 times, coming to a round of 4. He is still the foreigner or the best non-Korean performer in the GSL till this day. It's kind of insane if you think about it. That happened all the way back. And then was a Team Liquid player. He played for Team Liquid. They also used to have Korean players. I think they still have, of course, right? Kyo is a Korean player, of course. But Team Liquid is a household name in all of gaming at this point. And their roots come from StarCraft. They still do support their StarCraft players, their StarCraft team. And they will do so until the end of time, basically, because I don't think they will ever go away from that. We've just growing and growing, and it's becoming a smaller and smaller part for them, but that doesn't mean that the costs are increasing, so they can just keep on doing this. It doesn't need to be profitable for them. That's the good thing. But I think as long as Victor is still head of operations and CEO and whatnot, the owner of Team Liquid, I don't think he will ever deny StarCraft. And Shopify Rebellion is, well, basically founded by TLO. He was approached, I want to say, by the head of esports from Shopify. And also by Toby, the head of Shopify. Jeremy and Toby, 2 of them. And yeah, they had a lot of interest in StarCraft at that time. And TLO was a kind of a possible free agent here for them to get in, because he's a very versatile personality. And he has a lot of interesting knowledges. A lot of experiences. And yeah, TLO basically was then, I think, employed by them as the head of Shopify Rebellion, the maker of the team. And yeah, they started out in StarCraft and then now they are in several. Oh my god, this is super good. Gets 3 SCVs here. He's gonna get another one. Is he gonna pick it up? Oh, come on, you should have picked it up into the medevac. But yeah, so TLO basically is the CEO, if you want to say so, of the team. I mean, the head of esports should be still Jeremy. Then there is, of course, the head of Shopify Rebellion, and then I guess you go head of Shopify, Toby. Then Jeremy, head of esports, and then head of Shopify Rebellion, their team, that would be TLO. And he has all kinds of... They went in so many different games. Oh my god, this is even 4 SCVs here. He's gonna get most of them. Is he gonna get one more shot here? Yeah. He's killing so much now. On the other side, we do have the drop, but it doesn't seem that he can do too much with this drop, man. Byun is losing so many SCVs and not really dealing enough damage against his opponent, but he was baiting him into that siege tank here. Come here, man. I'm gonna shoot some of your SCVs if you fight me with SCVs. That was a great bait. He gets 7 of the workers here from Cure, making this a way more even exchange all of a sudden. And we're looking at 36 to 32 workers at this point. So a very, very quick turnaround of things here. Again, showing how strong a TVT can swing in the favor of one player. Excuse me, or the other. Auto turret not gonna go down here. Cyclone is dealing some damage to the Ravens. If he can snipe a Raven, that would be amazing. It's not gonna happen though. An auto turret, that's a very late auto turret. I wonder, those guys are reacting like not at all. Now if you drop one tank up here, probably Byun is gonna turn, like rotate around again. He's setting up a third base on location. We have a third base here for Cure as well. I feel like if Byun brings his medevac in again here and drops into the natural, he has a good chance at dealing a massive amount of damage there again. The big issue though is those 3 Ravens are still here, and yeah, he just denies the gas for now. There's no Ravens for Byun. He has a Viking, he's still behind in SCVs. The Viking is kind of getting lured into Marines now, but he is in the meantime trying to kill the siege tank, but it's not working. Now we do see a Liberator coming in. Liberator could siege up around here. But there we go, already Vikings coming in now. The medevac needs to get out of here. Oh, the boost is depleted. It's at least gonna drop out the Marines, but this pressure is about to end. He's focusing on the SCVs there for now. He's gonna kill a tank as well. That's a pretty good Liberator. Getting a tank and 2 SCVs is extremely nice. You can lose that and it doesn't really matter that much. Byun tried to run in a Marine, but I feel like, man, if you have that medevac, you can just keep on the pressure. You can keep on dropping single Marines over here. You have the vision, you can keep on deny the gases. And that's a big deal, because you kind of need to be on 3 gases as a Terran player in this situation already. And we see that Cure is trying to retake those gases as fast as possible. But that was a very good deny here by Byun. And in the end, things even out quite nicely here. We do have a little bit of an upgrade lead here going to Byun, who's already on his working on his 1-1, and Stim is about to finish up, so this is quite nice. He has a timing window there. On the other side, we just have the engineering base about to finish up. Stim just started up. There's going to be another barracks on a tech lab here for combat shields most likely. And yeah, this timing where Cure needs to be defensive is gonna happen here. Now Liberator trying to come in here, but he's just gonna attack the Viking with half a shot. That was kind of funny. How did he shoot only 1 rocket? I've never seen that before. Now I wonder who would win here. The Marine with Stim or the Marine without Stim? Because the 2 Marines do win. But they're just looking at each other. They're like, I'm red, you're blue. But, shoot him! We are the runner! Okay. So they're trying to chase him out, and he's walking away. Doesn't want to die yet. This is Jimmy. You know. Armory coming online. Very nice timing here for Byun. Is going to keep that upgrade lead if he hits his timing perfect there. And he should go into a 4th base very soon here. He's going to see where he's going to plant it. It's going to be at the gold base. He already cleared that one out. He has a big drop here to the north. It's going to get scouted though. And it also reveals that he has Stim. But Stim is not going to be a main factor very soon here. We do have Stim in just a few seconds for our blue Terran player as well. Byun double expanding, man. Ooh. Trying to leap ahead here a little bit in the economy game. A very nice move indeed. Now if he can kind of keep the map control for himself, well, he shouldn't like engage really, unless Cure tries to go out on the map. And if he can keep the map control for himself, then, well, he's gonna get away with it. Double command center, 1 on the gold even as well. That's a big deal. He needs to get those gases on the 3rd base though. I feel like he's going into a 2nd factory, so he needs some extra gas coming in to keep his upgrades going, and the mecha upgrades here, and the production from the starport and the factories. So he should probably grab these very, 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 very soon. Supply block right now. Probably drop the supply depot somewhere. 150-ish, 146 was probably the block. Now this command set is gonna finish up, provide some extra supply. Come on, Byun, please take the gases. You need those. I mean, he's peaking still in gas, but it's gonna change very soon once he starts like medevacs, siege tanks, 3/3 and +2. That's a lot of gas. And most likely he's gonna produce a few more. No, not really. I think we're gonna go still into a bunch of marines here. But yeah, Byun wants to overpower, basically. Kyo still has his ravens, which is kind of nice. He can still break one siege line insanely efficiently if he has the ravens just not run into his opponent, right? But in the end, Byun is gonna get away with this greedy play here. This is already paid for itself, basically, within like a minute or something. And this is also, yeah, with these mules about to pay for itself here very fast. Finally grabbing those gases. Thank you, my man. Going into that. And what is he going to go here for? Okay, so it's going to be more reactors. Yeah, it's just marine tank till the end of days with exceptionally good upgrades here. Both players not really doing anything right now, other than macroing up, solidifying the positions. Kyo is like, I don't feel safe. I don't get a lot of vision. Should probably scan a little bit to see the state of Byun. And Byun is like, all right, let's push in. I'm maxed. I have my 2-2 finished up. This is a great timing advantage here with the upgrades for our Red Terran. He's gonna shoot down those marines so fast. And he's gonna kill 21 SCVs in the process here as well. That's a very nice push indeed. One tank is gonna get disabled and chased down here. Yeah, and we have one more fallback tank. That's a really cool backup tank there, by the way. Now, at the same time, Liberator coming in at a different base here, but instant reaction there by Q, only losing one SCV. Perfectly accounted for this one. That was a really good reaction there. It's rarely seen it that fast. That's quite insane. And this time though, again, Byun is trying to push in again at the north. He's gonna drop marines now on top of those tanks because they are exposed. He gets the first one, doesn't get any more though, but that's gonna be enough. This CC is gonna die. Boom. And look at this. He's just making marine for days. So basically he has so much production right now, 8 racks, all with reactors, that he just wants to get a infinite line of marines and tanks come in at his opponent and try to overpower. Look at that. We do have the turrets set up here for Cure, and a few of those, one of the medevacs did die, a couple, yeah, but most of the units did get out, so we do have a big drop, doom drop into the main base here. Tanks trying to come up the ramp and trying to siege up. Now finally the marines are pushing through here. Tanks are just not enough, but look at this. Oh my god, this area, it's terrible to fight in. Vikings dropping here on top of the tanks to try and clear this. Backup command center tried to land, but there's no space right now as the tanks are still here and sieging that area. Now we have the second wave of Byun coming in here. He did lose all of the medevacs, so he needs to remake the medevacs. He never got into extra starports, so he's a little bit behind in the mobility right now and in the potential healing. But look at this, man. He's just creating command centers. He's just making so much right now. He's macroing like a madman, going into double extra starport. He's going into a second armory, so he wants to go full air upgrades as well. He's already sitting at +3 mech here coming in a moment. This is a different kind of Byun. This is like a TY kind of play. Play as greedy as you can get, play the map control game, and then just get into every single advantage you can obtain for yourself. And Vikings coming in are going to chase down a few of those medevacs. He's foregoing all of the air dominance as of yet, but he is like adding the second armory kind of means that he wants to go into damage as well for his air units, so he will eventually go into, or the plan is to go potentially into air units. He's going to lose a couple of tanks here. He needs to keep a few of his marines with these tanks, because they are going to get sniped, and he's losing like tanks, really, which is a value unit. He's just making the ball of marines, and he's gonna push it through the square of the tank defense. I mean, look at that. Are you ever gonna break this with 80 marines? I don't think so. Even 90 marines are not gonna be enough. You need the perfect engage to do that. He's setting up these like single tanks, but they need to have like a couple of marines. I mean, look at this. It's a free kill. It's so sad. It's so sad to see The north is gonna get broken here. And finally had a group of marines with this and a medevac, but of course not enough against the full army here from our blue Terran. Is gonna snipe that wannabe planetary there. Coming out at the second planetary. Can the repair be strong enough? The PF is dealing a lot of great AoE damage there, but in the end, it's not gonna be enough. Couple tanks demolishing so many of those marines over there. That's insane. And for some reason, Byun is just ignoring this army. This army is just accumulating so much value. He does have an opening here, so he can walk through the minerals, and he's gonna fight these. Oh my god! Why does he not kill the ones that have units inside? It's insane. He killed every medevac but the ones that were loaded up. So in the end, I mean, he's gonna finish off the job here, but wow. Wow, Kyo, what a comeback move there. It was a really good move. That marine group killed the top left and this base as well. And it killed a lot of SCVs. It made Byun reposition so much that he's out of position here now for this area. He doesn't have the tanks here. Byun is kind of falling apart a little bit to the multitasking here of Kyo, and that's kind of cool to see, to be honest, because man, what a beast. Look at that, he's gonna get the first command set. He's trying to go for another one with the Vikings. That air control is really sucking him up, but he doesn't have any. Yeah, and there we see the Congo line of Marines trying to funnel through this area to engage into 17 tanks. Yeah, that's not gonna happen, Byun. He loses another area. He's down to 2 mining bases at this point. This is the gold and this is mining. This is like almost mined out. He's finally reestablished this area, but Byun is feeling like he needs to pressure himself, needs to get across. He has a Reaper for some reason, who's gonna tank a tank shot here, as you can see. That's actually kind of a cool idea, because then the Reaper is naturally gonna be faster than your Marines, even if they're stimmed, and he will get ahead. So he will eat the shot without any AoE on top of your Marines. That's kind of a cool thing. It might have just happened like that, but that's a cool thing that happened there. One tank is gonna get destroyed here. The Ravens are coming up for Byun now, but can these Marines do their job? They kill one command center, I mean, but that's not enough. There's the backup command center already in place. He just needs to lift it. And it's not like this is a valuable resource location anyways at this point. He could go and lift to the gold here, which is going to be more valuable. Byun needs to repair this command center. You don't really want to lose things for free. He's going to get onto... Oh no. Oh no. No, he's so occupied because he's fighting in the north. Oh, he fixes it. That's a 25 health command center. Gonna survive there. The tank is not gonna survive, but he should evacuate these SCVs at this point. It's just free kills here for Kyo. He's gonna come from the north, try to engage this area here through a broader pathway there. And he will get a good cleanup of this army. This feels like Kyo is having such a rough time. He's gonna try to evacuate only the tanks. Tank with the Marines there for that. But the tanks are in range of the Marines here. And as they siege up, they already die. Even the medevac does fall. Kyo is not having a good day here in this first match. GG's gotta be called. What a game from Byun. He was about to fall apart there for a second to Kyo's counter pressure. But then he kind of re-established himself. He got back into the groove. And look at that. He just overwhelms. Alright. Let's hop into the next map. We do have in the bottom right, up 1-0, it is Byun. And in the bottom left, down 1-0, it is Kyo. What a great first game. Now what are we gonna see on this map here? Map is quite a different beast. I don't think I've ever seen a TVT here. Feels like there's a lot of potential. For aggression, like potential for aggression here in a TVT on this map. Both players going into their extra gases, of course, to get that early skirmish going, the factory going. Reaper Hellion aggression. Remember last game there was a lot of aggression from Cure at first, then the drop from Byun came in and did a lot of counter damage because he had that hidden tank. This is a deep pit you could fall down from here. Like if you stand here and just happen to fall down here and here and here all the way, this location, you're not gonna have a good time. It's even a little bit deeper if you go down here to the tree. And we're gonna see how many Reapers are gonna be produced here by both players, and that will kind of give us a little bit of an idea how they want to play this. If we see only 2, it's not gonna be the biggest investment, but if we see more than 2, it's gonna be like, hey, I want to be aggressive. Both players will slap down their starports with completely mirrored game builds here so far. It's the exact same. We do have an extra SCV. Oh, okay. I thought he was to bolster for a potential Reaper attack that comes in. Oh, this kill a Reaper here by Byun. A little bit sloppy by our Red Terran, being a tiny bit overconfident there. He's gonna pay with the soul of one of his warriors. And we finally do see a difference. While we have a Widow Mine being made here from Cure, there was only a Tech Lab going up for Byun and immediately going into that Cyclone. So there's no Widow Mine here for our Red Terran. And back in the day, when we were still doing LAN events, you know, in Katowice I talked with Hero Marine a little bit, and he said, why would you ever make a Widow Mine in TVT? It literally cannot kill anything. And he's right. Widow Mines don't really kill anything in TVT except for Marines. A Hellion, I think. Does it even kill a Hellion? I don't think it kills a Hellion. Oh, this has got to be the drop. The dropship kiss. Nope. So we might see a Widow Mine being dropped. No, both players are saying, alright, let's go offensive, let's go aggressive, let's go aggression. I kill more than you kill with enemy. But we do have a Cyclone defense here, and on the other side it's gonna be a Widow Mine aggression. This could deal a good amount of splash against those SCVs. And yeah, he has to reburrow this one. Still gonna get it fired, but nice split. He's gotta target the Marines. He's gotta get 2. That's actually probably the best Widow Mine I've ever seen in the TVT, but most of these guys are gonna die here as well. Now the Cyclone is here. Byun needs to focus a little bit on the attack as well. He still has to defend here. A Marine and Reaper are still working away at the SCV. So far, the kill count is even. Now Byun needs to kill one more. He's gonna drop and... oh god! So he loses the Hellion inside the medevac. Why does he not kill this SCV? Okay, so yeah, lead kill. No, I don't know. We see at the end, Byun did make more SCVs during this pressure, so he's a little bit in the lead. But in the end, it's not a big deal. Kyo did keep more of the army alive, so he has a little bit of an army advantage. He's already in a Raven situation here, while we only have a Viking for Byun. Viking can be nice, but it's going across the map, so it's not going to be there for a defense, which we might need to see soon. And one tank getting interference matrix by one Raven could do the trick. He does not have interference matrix though. That's a big issue. So he's trying to interference matrix now. Does see he doesn't have it, so he's gonna auto turret drop, and he wants it to draw some friendly fire, which is not gonna happen. So a little bit unfortunate there, but he's gonna get a siege up. Now the Viking is there to frickin' down those SCVs. They're gonna die like crazy. Oh yeah, look at that. Tank coming here back for the repush. Try to open this path again. It's gonna kill the tank, it's gonna kill the marine. Viking is still alive, I can't believe it. He got chased out by a marine and 2 Vikings. Now he's gonna land again. And then he's gonna start again. And then he's gonna land again. And then he's gonna just poof. Disappear. Command center number 3 on the way here. For both players, of course. Byun again on location, trying to set this up a tiny bit greedy, but it feels like this is going a little bit better in favor of Cure this game. And if he can catch his medevac, oh no, one more shot is gonna do the trick. He does lose 3 marines, and now he has a tank kind of stuck there, which is also not nice. This Liberator is gonna get found. Man, these Vikings are cleaning house here right now with Byun. Oh, that's not how he wanted to have that happen. And the Viking can still chase down this Liberator. He does have a few marines in position. And he's gonna knock at the front door. The bunker's not filled up. He's gonna get 1 marine into the bunker, but that's not a big deal. We do have double tanks here pushing into this area. Now 2 tanks are still sitting defensively here, but it's still gonna be a big issue for Byun. Vikings finally coming for a defense, and he did lose 1 Viking to a siege tank shot, so he only had 2 remaining here. Cure, that is. Oh boy, that marine. And Q's just gonna siege the base. And then he just goes away once it's burning. And Byun just repairs it, and then everybody's like, alright, that's it. And Byun is holding a watchtower with the siege tank. That's kind of cool to see. To see the Raven is kind of doing his own thing. Oh yeah, he gets a tank for the tank. That's pretty good trade, and he gets the vision of this army movement. But in the end, still, like, Byun is just kind of bleeding units, where Kyo is properly trading them. And I mean, if we take a look at the army, it just is bigger here. If we took a look at the army size, right, Kyo is just constantly ahead. And he's constantly trading out his units, while Byun kind of feels like he's bleeding out his units. He's not getting the efficient trade. He's only getting like even or even a little bit less efficient trades there than Kyo. So in the end, it just really feels like that. So Byun needs to be careful here. He's up almost to similar supply at this point again here with the army supply, but he's so defensive and super spread out at this point. He has a bunch of Vikings, which are not going to be very helpful for a situation like this, where there's so many tanks on the ground. It's going to be difficult to land on those. Liberator is still a harassment tool, which is flying to the north right now. This is going to be nice, though. He has a potential few areas where he can hit. And yeah, this base has to be pulled back, because I mean, he could even snipe it with the Vikings. He's gonna snipe a Viking down here to up there to the north. Now the Marines have to evacuate, but the Vikings are still working on this command center. We do see the SCVs already here in position to repair that up, but there's only 1 tank trying to hold this line. And yeah, you don't care if you can siege up with 4 tanks. You lose 1, trade 1 for 1. It doesn't matter that much. The Vikings are dealing a lot of damage in the base here for Cure. This Liberator has killed a couple SCVs as well as denying mining there at that natural base, but this push cannot be stopped. It doesn't seem like that's possible right now. The Vikings are about to be cleaned up here in the main base. 13 SCVs could go down, but hey, in the end, all of the pressure is gone. The Liberator is trying to re-siege here, trying to find some value, trying to go again at the natural, but in the meantime, I mean, Byun is just getting sieged, and he does not have a third. And Kyo has a 4th about to finish up. Even though his mining is in the dumpsters right now, he still has the big SCV count. He's not mining from this area, he's not mining from this area, but he doesn't care because he has 25 SCVs over here. Byun is mining out like this and trying to expand now into the middle, which is a smart move, I feel like. He's gonna set up the gold base, but that's gonna be siegeable from behind. And he might lose the gases, yeah, off his natural. So losing gases and then going into a gold base that has no gas from this position, I don't think it's where you want to go here. But Byun is trying to kill a command center from Kyo. If he could kill this command center, it would be amazing. Would be his ticket back into the game. But look at this, he needs a couple of Marines here to clear out these air units. Kyo is gonna save the command center. That's a great move here by Kyo. 1-1 about to finish up for Byun. Kyo already having that for quite a while. Byun needs to utilize that money to throw down, slap down another command center and gases. And Kyo says, alright, let's break your tanks, because I have so many Vikings, you have nothing that shoots up here. Let's just go ahead and break that. Medevac still trying to find an opening here. In the end, this might become a very long game. Both players are not like as passive as they were in the earlier game. This is like all aggression for 10 minutes so far. Another Medevac is gonna get sniped by Vikings. At least he gets one of those Vikings with the Marines, but in the end, this is a Kyo victory. Again, a better trade for Kyo. And let's have a look again at the armies. I mean, it's amazing. Kyo has just been trading way better here. If we take a look at the resources lost, it does reflect that situation as well. And it's not like Byun has been mining more. If we take a look at the income graph, it's been even more in the advantage here of Kyo. So every kind of advantage is going slowly more and more into the direction of Kyo. Kyo is just looking so solid in this game. Byun needs like a major victory somewhere. A super efficient trade to really get back into this game. It's not like he's out. He has the potential. He has the army to be that efficient and to get that insane valuable trade. But it just feels like he cannot get into a good enough position tactically to get that trade actually. And Kyo is just too careful to not let that happen. He does have a couple Marines, a couple SCVs and Marines walking in here for some reason. I think yeah. That's great. He brings one that had minerals, so he just has to go back. There's a drop now here at the third base again, but this is gonna get pushed out as well. And yeah. Oh, that was a little bit of a break apparently. Kyo needs to be careful. He could lose a bunch of SCVs here. But in the end, Byun is gonna evacuate from that situation. And now he's dropping out Marine by Marine. And yeah, he'll lose those, of course. Kyo is coming here and denying this gold base. This is one of the biggest mining bases for Byun, but he can just evacuate into this place, which he's gonna do, and I think that's a smart choice. That also grants him access to some gases there. And Kyo is not really contesting this southern area that much. As I say that though, he's finally dropping into these tanks and gonna clean out those. So the anchor point here for the defense is gone. And Byun, does he even have tanks? It feels like he's so light on tanks. Yeah, 3 to 7. He's really struggling to remake those. Still trying very hard with his drop, and those guys have 3, 4 and probably some insane valuable kill counts. But in the end, this area is open now, and it's an easy pushway here for Kyo into the bottom. He can deny 2 bases down here. If he can't clean these bases, then the game is basically going to be over. Byun no stim here in the retreat. Maybe a little bit of a mistake, losing some extra units there. No tanks to anchor this, and yeah, look at that. Kyo is gonna split some Marines here into the bottom, is gonna snipe the SCV, is gonna snipe the command center. There's nothing Byun can do about that. He's just gonna lose that. He's waiting for his 2-2. He wants to get a favorable fight. He wants to get that positive engagement for himself. But I feel like against 5 tanks, it doesn't matter. Even if you have a big arc, if you have your 2-2. Now he has the 2-2, he's waiting for a heal up on the Medevacs, but they're out of juice. What is he waiting for, honestly? What are you doing, Byun? He's making 2 supply depots? That's it? He's just holding the line. I mean, now would be the time. It's 1-1 against 2-2. Now would be the time. He's bringing in a few Marauders. He's bringing in another tank. He needs to come in a very big arc, though, like this big. And, I mean, look at this. So many Marines have been evacuated. He does see this. He should see this. One scan would reveal this flimsy army here. That could be a big break point here for Byun back into the game. We see Kyo is already starting to evacuate, pulling back his units. Now, Byun should notice this. Oh, you don't have that much here, do you? And he's going to split up his forces a little bit, and he's going to come in with the Marines. He's going to go there, but the 2-2 timing is already gone. At least he has the armor upgrade over this, and he gets a very good trade, but he exposes himself so long in the natural that Kyo can just walk in with the rest of the army and kill him. Kyo does manage to take the second game here. Yeah. So 1-1 here. Let's go into map number 3. It's Ultra Love. It is between Byun in the bottom left and Kyo in the top right. And we already see a proxy SCV and a proxy SCV. So both players are going to proxy each other. They will see this. So who's going to abandon? Both? That's going to make it really awkward because no one is going to have a wall. And I dare someone to go command center first now. Now you see the first barracks here in the main area. And that's it. Proxies denied. Q's still scouting for this. And Byun is just like, yeah, you don't have the guts. He's just going back. Come in, bro. Now he's just trying to translate this into a normal opening, double gas, and it seems like Byun wants to play that Reaper expand. So he needs to be a little bit more defensive. Yeah, what a great game here already. Insane interaction there in the very early game with the proxy SCVs finding each other. Command center being slapped down. And on the other side, factory. This could end up being a very nice lead for Byun if he can get a good defense happen. Still gonna produce double Reaper, and he's yet to take his extra gas, so this factory is gonna be quite a bit later. But does it matter? It should still be done before any factory units are finished for Kyo. That means until they are across the map here, Byun should have his own factory units out. He's gonna throw down another command center. This guy's crazy. Okay, 3cc before factory. So he's going ultra risk, and Reapers from the other side. I mean, okay, so Kyo is playing this safe, and Byun is playing this as greedy as F, right? And Kyo is not even pushing out. I feel like Byun has a good read on the player here, potentially. He's even pushing in with his Reapers to see and confirm, oh yeah, you're building a starport, this is the timing, this would be... Alrighty, so Byun's opening is starting to pay off here. He does have the triple CC, and Kyo has no idea. He never scouted his opponent. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. And I feel like this is gonna be an easy game here for Byun. And look at what's happening. We are going into the same tech, into the same structures, into the same setup. And currently Kyo has one command center less. He has one tank more, he has 2 Reapers more, he has the same amount of Ravens, he has 1 Raven more. He has a Hellion against a Cyclone. He's gonna have the interference matrix a tiny bit earlier. And that's gonna be it. There's no real push timing with this. There's no opening he could exploit. And the longer he waits, the more it's gonna snowball. Look at that. The more it's gonna snowball. Now we are still sitting at like 2 minutes, but this is already paying off. The commands is already paying off. And Byun is starting to pull ahead. He's starting to throw down his extra production. While Kyo is still working with his, excuse me, 1-1 setup there. Now Byun is utilizing a scan, which I really like, to check the progress of Kyo. And if he can push out, also maybe see the army. Now he finds the army in front of his base. He's gonna get double interference matrix here, so 2 tanks potentially gonna go down. 1 tank does get unsieged before it get hit. The other one has to die. But in the end, 1 tank does survive. That might be enough here. We do have SCVs that needs to be pulled into this fight. And Kyo doesn't know that he's this far behind in SCVs, actually. He doesn't know that there's already a 3rd base for Byun. He doesn't know that Byun can trade like this and be fine. Still ahead. Look at this. 44 SCVs. But he's gonna be ahead in seconds again, because the command center is producing already SCVs, and it's gonna do so for another 70 seconds. That's 6 more SCVs that he can produce during the time. So he's gonna have a 6 SCV lead again over Kyo when that command center is finished. And it's already in orbital, so he's gonna have that extra mule to drop. And the transformation time again is gonna take another SCV off you, so at least maybe even 2. So it's gonna be a rough 10 worker lead again there for Byun, but Byun needs to hold. He needs to stabilize this area. He cannot die to this attack, but it feels like he is starting to do so. And Kyo still doesn't know. He never scouted this. He still doesn't know. We do have the extra production now. We do have the upgrades come in here for Byun. He does have the mining going on, and he should finally go ahead and push out and start to take his 3rd base here. He needs to get rid of these Vikings, though. A lot of Vikings have been made here by Kyo. Really likes to utilize that early air control. He could land on top of these tanks. He's hunting for the Raven, it feels like. It's kind of crazy. But this move does allow Byun to finally take the 3rd on location. Now the flight time is of course going to cost him a little bit, and SCV production, and it feels like he wasn't constantly producing SCVs, so in the end Kyo is caught up. But the army supply lead is already happening. The upgrade lead is already happening here. Yeah, that's a sad guy. Oh man, I mean Vikings are not great against Marines, but if they can shoot 5 against 1, then they will always outtrade the Marines. We do have a Liberator also set up in the main base here that finally got the big scout, I think. I think he still has no idea this is happening here. But that was a good sequence here for Kyo, but he did sacrifice again a lot of his army, and I feel like the counter push reinforced with a couple of medevacs. There we go, already in production. That should do the trick. I don't think Kyo can hold this one. There's only 1 Raven though, so you don't really want to lose this until you get a siege line broken for Byun. Oh, and there's a turret. Don't fly into the turret with a Raven. I mean, what is Kyo doing even? He's trying to circumvent this army. There's an interference matrix now on this tank. Medevac did get picked off with a bunch of Marines. 2nd tank's interference matrix. Now Kyo is abandoning a ship here. He's gonna lose most of these guys. He has a Viking landed down here. You try to kill that with SCVs? Are you crazy, Byun? Why do you even lift, bro? We could have killed like 10 more SCVs before we would have gone down in that situation. SCVs didn't have a good wraparound, and most of them were already 1 hit away from death. Anyway, so yeah, not sure why you lifted there. Would have been way more damage. Now those Marines also trying to come in here, but not gonna find an entrance. 1-1 Marines pushing in, Vikings pushing in, tanks pushing in here for Byun. He still has that Raven for another potential defense, not defense matrix, disable here on that last tank from Kyo on the high ground here. Kyo trying to re-establish a base over here on the right. Byun is kind of ignoring that, but that's fine. If he can break the natural, he's gonna win the game anyways, and it feels like he should break it. There we go, Byun is gonna take the series. Really well played there by Byun. Kind of outsmarting Kyo in the build orders that followed up after the failed proxy for both players. So really well done there. Cerebral play by Byun. Of course, it had to pay off only because Kyo didn't play aggressive after that.